Okay, so here's some examples that I want to do. So let's apply the rules and get the answer. So all I'm going to do is remember the two steps. I'm going to multiply the numbers in absolute value. So I'm just going to think of this as 3 times 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then since they have opposite signs, remember, a negative times a negative is positive. A negative times a positive is negative. So this is going to be negative, okay, because they have opposite signs, okay? So likewise here, I'm going to just picture this as 4 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Now, they have the same sign. So a negative times a negative is positive. So the answer is going to be 32, okay? Well, here, I've got opposite signs, right? So I'm going to multiply these fractions as just in absolute value, but the answer is going to be negative because they have opposite signs. Okay, so 1/4 times 2/3. Again, this is going to cancel. 2 is going to cancel with 4, so that's going to be 2 and 1. And I'm going to multiply across the top, and that's going to give me 1 and 6. So negative 1/4 times 2/3 equals negative 1/6. Now look at this one here. Now I've got a whole string of signed numbers, right? So what's the answer to this one? Well, again, I'm going to do this pairwise. Think about this, okay? What do I know about this? This is going to be negative times a negative. So I know that this is going to give me a positive. A positive what? This is going to give me a positive 6. Now, over here, look at this. I got a negative times a negative because, again, because of the commutative law with multiplication, I can multiply this in any order I want. So, but if I pair the negative signs up and I understand negative times a negative is positive, this is going to give me a positive 30. And now I've got positive times a positive times a positive. And so then 6 times 4 is 24, right? And then what do I get? I got 30 times 24, right? And what do I get? I get 720. Okay? So these numbers together is positive 720. And that's it. So again, every pair, right? Every pair of negative signs will give you a positive sign. And so what you do is you pair up because a negative times a negative is positive. So all you do is pair up all of the negatives and then you just see at the end if do you have any negative signs left over. So in other words, if you have an even number of negatives in your string of multiplication, right? If you have an odd number of negative signs, your answer is going to be negative. If you have an even number of negative signs, your answer is going to be positive because you can pair them up and use the fact that a negative times a negative is positive. And then we all know that positive times positive is positive. Okay? Have a good day.